Okay, let's jump right in. I want you to imagine something with me, a world completely rewritten, all because we removed one single, really simple invention. So let's really think about that for a second. What would our world actually look like? I mean, yeah, no cars, no bikes, no planes. That's the obvious stuff. But what about everything else? What are the really deep, surprising consequences of living in a world without the wheel? And check this out. This really paints a picture, doesn't it? On the left, you've got our world. Be there in 5 minutes. No problem. But on the right, be there in a couple of hours. And your ride is literally called a log sportator. It just perfectly sets the scene for a much, much slower life. So, all right, let's start with the most direct impact, just getting around. Moving from point A to point B wouldn't just be slower. It would be a completely different ballgame. You see, without wheels, our options on land are, well, pretty limited. We'd be walking, a lot. And for anything heavy or for long distances, you'd be relying on pack animals or maybe getting pulled on sleds and sleighs. Now, those work great on snow or maybe sand, but they're not so great on other terrain. So really, our main highway system would be the water. Ships would be everything, making coastal and river civilizations even more powerful. Okay, so that's travel, but that is just scratching the surface. The impact goes so much deeper. Not having the wheel isn't just an inconvenience, it's a fundamental problem that would change almost every part of daily life. And here's why. The wheel isn't just a tool for getting around. It's a core piece of countless other machines and processes that we totally take for granted. It's like the key that unlocks so much more than just the open road. I mean, just look at this list. The variety of things we'd lose is just wild. Forget about your morning coffee mug. Without a potter's wheel, making plates and bowls is incredibly difficult. No windmills to grind grain for your bread. No precision machines like lathes, which we use to make other tools. Even keeping time would be different without the little tiny gears inside clocks. And yeah, of course, no Wheel of Fortune. And all of this, it leads to the biggest casualty of all. Without the wheel, the entire Industrial Revolution as we know it, well, it just couldn't happen, period. So why is that? It all comes down to this one idea, revolving motion. The wheel and the axle, that simple combination, is our main way of grabbing onto that idea and putting it to work. It's the simple, genius solution for turning energy into consistent, repeatable rotation. And without it, you're missing a basic building block for all complex machinery. Think of it like a chain reaction, right? It all starts with that simple wheel and axle. That one invention lets you create gears and pulleys, and those let you build precision machinery. And it's that machinery that eventually makes things like steam power and mass production even possible. So if you take out that very first link, the entire chain just falls apart. The revolution is over before it even starts. This quote from one of our sources just nails it. Any technology involving reciprocating or revolving motion would be impossible. Just let that sink in for a minute. Every engine, every motor, every generator, anything that turns or spins is gone. Our world would basically be frozen in a pre-industrial age, forever. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is a fun thought experiment, but it's just that. Well, it's not. There are actual real-world examples of huge, advanced civilizations that got by just fine without the wheel. Believe it or not, this has actually happened. We can look to the Americas, where great empires like the Aztecs and the Incas built massive cities, incredible road networks, and super complex societies, all without using the wheel for transport or heavy labor. And what's so fascinating is they actually knew about the wheel. Archaeologists have found these little wheeled toys. So the big question is, why didn't they scale it up? Well, a huge reason was the lack of large draft animals. No horses or oxen to pull heavy carts. Plus, their terrain, full of mountains and jungles, was often just better suited for their super organized system of human porters, which was already a huge part of their economy. And this is the key question, isn't it? It teaches us a really important lesson about technology. An invention is only as good as the world it's born into. So yeah, the big roadblocks were no suitable animals and a really tough environment. But get this, even the Romans, masters of engineering, right? Chariots, aqueducts, the whole deal, they apparently didn't use the wheelbarrow to build the Colosseum. It just goes to show that even when a technology is right there, its obvious uses aren't always so obvious. So where does this all leave us? Is the invention of the wheel just inevitable? Is any society, given enough time, bound to create it? Or could you miss it entirely? Well, when you really look around, it almost feels like the wheel had to be invented. The basic idea of rolling motion, it's all around us. It's not some weird concept we had to pull out of thin air. Nature pretty much gave us the blueprint. I mean, just think about it for a second. You've got dung beetles making these perfect little spheres to roll around. We've all seen rocks and logs roll down a hill. Heck, our own bodies use rotational mechanics in our joints, like our shoulders. The principle is everywhere. Sooner or later, someone's going to see a log roll and have a big idea. And that's why this quote rings so true. The discovery of the wheel, just the concept of it, seems almost guaranteed. The physics are just too fundamental to our world to be missed. And this right here is the big takeaway. The real challenge isn't just inventing something. It's about having the right ecosystem for that invention to actually work. The right animals, the right terrain, the right economic needs. The Aztecs saw the wheel, they just didn't see a reason to use it. Which leaves us with one last thought to chew on. If entire empires could know about something as revolutionary as the wheel, but lack the right conditions to really use it, what simple, game-changing solution might be staring us in the face right now, just waiting for the world to be ready for it?